Good day, Tragic here, and welcome to my latest mod for Tabletop Simulator. This is Trek Knight, Star Trek Frontiers, better known to the Mage Knight community as Trek Knight. So this is actually, it's a re-theme of Mage Knight, but in the Star Trek universe. Now, the mod is very, very similar to Trek Knight, to Mage Knight, beg your pardon, so I'm not going to go into it too detailed. It has got a few differences this time. So you pick your player count. So let's say we want to play 3 players. You tick whether you want to go cooperative or competitive. Let's go cooperative. You want to do a common scenario or a blitz scenario. Now, this is just like Mage Knight. Blitz scenarios add extra units. So if you need the extra units, you need to select Blitz. So let's just do Blitz, and then you go ready to start, and that sets everything up. It'll move we did co-op, so it deleted this thing here. Then you just got to select your guys. Now we did a 3-player game, I believe it is. So if we click over here, we've got unit offer, boom. So we have the 3 units, 1, 2, 3, plus we have the 2 that you get, plus you get the, the Blitz one. So now all you need to do is select your captains. So I'm going to play with Picard, and I'll play with Cisco, and I'll play with Martog, and I'll make this one the dummy, Yablam. And because we've got a dummy here, we can just get rid of this dummy. We don't need that. And because there's only 4 Mage Knights in this game now, so the shuffle thing is here if you have less Mage Knights. But because we're playing with 3, we'll actually need we actually have to use Bator because there is no other Mage Knights to run the dummy. And, it's just like Mage Knight pretty much. So you've got your data tokens, which is its version of whatever. Okay, so basically we also have the same as the Mage Knight. We've got the offer here. So when you're setting up the thing, so we need 2 city tiles, we need a couple of core tiles. We'll add them in, put them into the stack, and say we need 9 normal tiles. We'll add them into the stack, and then we just place it in. Everything's got snap, so it should snap nice and neatly. There's no, there's only one side to this. There's only one side to this. I've put down a little dice here for to count the rounds, because just to make it a little bit easier. So that's round 2, because this doesn't have day and night, so it's kind of hard to tell if it's what round it is. Now, basically, you've got your Romulans, which is sort of like the orcs, right? And you pull them out, and you've also got Borg spheres that come out later. They're like dragons. Now, just for aesthetics, I've also included a Romulan birds and Borg spheres, which you can stick on the table, and that is just for aesthetics. So, you can make these face it any way you want for fun. Over here, we've actually got the cities, which are Borg cubes. And our units for the Mage Knights are actually the various ships. So Captain Cisco's got the Defiant, for example. Martog's got this thing. I don't know what it's called. Sorry, I'm not. I do love Star Trek, but I'm not, mega levels. Now, these can stack fine, even though they're ship models. But, you just play it out and do your stuff as they explore the map. So that's kind of what it looks like as you play. Now, you've got your dice here, of course. Now, the player boards are exactly the same as the Mage Knight player boards. You've got your mana roller, is this sort of vortex looking thing here. And just like Mage Knight, you've got the draw cards. So that's at 5 cards. If we use 1, it'll draw up to 5. You can draw extras or you can set it. So we've got it set to 8 cards. Draw up to 8. So they've all got those card draws things. You know, you've got your skills and all that kind of stuff. Now, the offers work the same as well. So you got the spell offer, or the undiscovered country offer, or whatever it is, and the action offer just works just like in Mage Knight. Same with the unit offer. So you can clear the unit offer, redraw the unit offer, and once you get to the red tiles, like the core city tiles, you can turn on elite units. And out will come the elite units as well, you see. So now you've got elite. So it alternates just like Mage Knight. Also, revealed M-class planets. These are basically the replacement for monasteries. So you just drop this in here and it will add monasteries to the list. So it says 2 M-class planets. And now, of course, when I clear and I redraw, out they'll come. And that's pretty much the mod. Not a huge amount different to really talk about. We've got the rule books up here. So you've got the full rule book. Just click on this button and out she comes. And if you don't like that, you've got the walkthrough and out she comes. And that is pretty much the mod. Over here, I've made a little thing of the resistance tables and all the different tokens. And you've got, of course, that's it, and that's pretty much it. Now, one thing that is kind of a note, which is worth noting, is that down here we've got the power cards just like before. But what I've done, if you hover over it, and this works for most of the objects in this game, they'll have explanations. But many things, if you hover over it, it'll say Mage Tower, for example, to show you the equivalent. So basically, the minion starbases are Mage Towers. You know what I mean? So if you want to look at, so what's an outpost? You hover over it. Oh, it's a village, because it'll tell you the equivalent. There isn't an equivalent for everything, but that's about that. Oh, one more thing I forgot. If you want to have the rotational axis of the ships work correctly, see at the moment they're rotating and you can kind of point them where you want. That's because I have it set the rotation, so the button near the little weightlifter, to 30 degrees. You can also try 60 degrees is good if you want a little bit quicker. But otherwise, see, normally most people have this set to 90, so when they draw a card, they can tap it with a single button. It just goes 90 degrees, right? But if you have that set to 90 and you rotate the ship, it'll only point around like that. Just that, like I said, the ships are just aesthetic, but if you want to control it better, set it to 30 degrees or to 60 degrees. Okay, that's the last thing I forgot, I think. Actually, there's one more thing I have forgotten. Let's just load up a player board. There's a couple of slightly differences because of the rules here. Basically, you've got your transport tokens here that you use to send people on away missions. You've got your unit wounds are here, which, for when you've got wounded units. And you've got your ship damage, which is the cards that actually go into your hand. But apart from that, it works exactly like Mage Knight. So these are just deletable objects because they're all just come from infinite bags. Now, as per the request for the Mage Knight mod, I have added trash bags over here, and these are just trash objects. So if you drop anything in there that is, one of these things, basically, it'll just delete them. You know what I mean? But for safety, if you accidentally put like a card in there, the cards won't delete. So you can always pull things out. It'll only delete spawnable objects like, these things here. These will all get deleted, but the cards and anything else won't. And that's pretty much it. Also, just like Mage Knight, I've got a little Romulan Starbase tokens here, which you can put down the side of your board. And Romulan Starbases are just the equivalent to the forts in Mage Knight. So I made this little icon because I like to be able to, just look at them and think, that's how many I've conquered, and that's how much so my hand size would be, if I was next to one of these, would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 higher, so I'd be at 10. Anyway, so that is that. And remember, after you've set up this thing, set up your, your tile offer based on what scenario you're doing. Just make sure you click the remove buttons to make it nice and neat. And that's it. I'm pretty sure this time I haven't forgotten anything. And that is Star Trek Frontiers, or better known in the Mage Knight community as Trek Knight. And I will see you guys